this actual opportunity to come on here and give you guys thanks for being so amazing, for allowing me to actually reach over 100,000 views. I appreciate you guys being here, for allowing me to utilize my gifts, for me being able to utilize all of the knowledge that I have and the wisdom that I've gained over the years to be able to pour into you guys. So I'm grateful for that. So I just wanted to come on and do a quick thank you for all of the subscribers who've taken the time to sit on this particular platform, and to also thank all of you guys that have commented and supported me thus far. And so I know a lot of different things are just kind of coming out of the woodworks, but I just wanted to come on here and give you guys thanks. Today is actually a beautiful day. I'm grateful for another year of life. And so as I have entered my 40s, actually, I am so grateful for everything that my 30s taught me. And so I just kind of wanted to come on and share what was placed on my heart as it relates to my 30s, because my 30s, I don't know how your 30s went, but my 30s were very trying. It was a lot of different lessons, a lot of different changes, a lot of different areas that I had to grow in order for me to appreciate where I am now. And so in my 30s, I learned that, I have to be patient with myself. I have to be loving with myself. I have to take time to pour into myself. And so, a lot of times, when you are a true servant, when you're really a humble person, your kindness a lot of times gets taken for advantage. You get your kindness is taken for your weakness. And so, a lot of times it can leave you drained and depleted. But I had to learn within this last year, ironically, that you have to reserve some of that energy that you pour into others for yourself, because if you don't properly nurture, don't properly pour into yourself, if you don't take the time to properly love yourself and even get to know yourself through the different phases of life, you're going to be depleted, you're going to be drained, you're not going to be your best version of yourself. And I had to learn that. I had to relearn that, because it wasn't a problematic area in my 20s. It wasn't, until probably like my mid 30s that I started to just notice like I'm depleted. But at that point, I was a mother of four. I was a wife for almost 20 years. So it's a lot of different aspects of who I am that allowed me to evolve into where I am today. But at the same time, I now understand all of those different, let's just say, areas where you have to pay attention and you have to be attentive as it relates to you and who you are and who you want to become and the legacy that you desire to leave behind. And so, just for all of my other kind-hearted followers, the subscribers, make sure that you're taking the time to fill up daily on things that are going to replenish you and who you are. And it doesn't mean that you don't have to be your authentic self. What it means is you have to have boundaries. You have to set healthy boundaries. You have to, be able to say, I would love to, but I need to take some time for myself. Or I would love to, but I have to deal with things within my household. I would love to, but I have to sweep around my own doorstep before I can pour into, sweep around yours. I have to pour into my glass before I can pour into yours. Because what we are taught is to pour into everybody around us. And then we already know what it looks like when it comes to being a wife, being a mother, just being a woman in general. You are held to such a high expectation and you have such a high standard that a lot of the times you are no. And so you have to make sure that you are making sure that you're pouring into your own glass. So everybody's expectation of who you are and what it is that they want you to be may be very, very far-fetched from what it is that you desire for yourself. At this phase in my life, I'm confident in knowing what it is that I truly desire to have. And then it's also a point of me making sure that I have those things, because first and foremost, I'm the one that's going to be responsible for whether or not I allow people into my space, whether or not I allow them to change my energy. Let's see, my name. Hi, Emma. Okay, but third grade, I love you, sweetheart. And so, but yeah, you got to make sure that you're pouring into yourself, because you can't expect others to ever understand the boundaries that you set for yourself if you don't enforce them. And so that's one of the things that I learned in my 30s. And it's just one of those beautiful things. But in my 30s, I learned that, I'm rediscovering a lot of different areas that I used to hold a priority to. But now, after you have kids, after you have a husband, all of these different areas, sometimes we lose those things. And so just the end of my 30s made me realize I am actually, hey, I still like to do these things. I still want to pursue certain things. And so I'm grateful for that, being able to have the chance to actually go back and re-examine it, because a lot of people don't make it there. And so I have no idea, sweetie. Richard, you and I are both perplexed as to that. Yeah, I have no idea. I do have children, Emma, and I would not advise my children to be on a platform unsupervised. So if your parents are not aware that you are on here, then I'm going to ask you to just please leave, because I did highlight that this was not a kid platform. However, I don't, it's a faith-based platform, but at the same time, I don't want you to feel like, some of the things that I'm speaking about, you're not there yet, sweetie. You're far off. And so, but yeah, I mean, you have to understand that you yourself desire things. And if you don't enforce or put the emphasis on the things that you need, then it's very hard for other people to appreciate or even want to give you those things as well. And so with those things, I just want you to understand that it's okay for you to appreciate yourself where you are. It's okay for you to open up that box and say, I actually want to pursue the things that I never thought that I would want to 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, whatever the time span is. Allow yourself that time. Allow yourself that ability. Allow that time for you to explore it, to see. Because the worst thing that you could do, I think, in life is have something that you desire to do, but then you never pursue it. And then you regret, not having not done it. And so, like I said, I am just grateful. I've learned so many different things about myself. My palate changed. I had my last kid. I went through heartbreak. I went through healing my heart. I went through losing loved ones. I went through learning about different disabilities and just all kinds of things. So many life lessons. But at the same time, it was such a rewarding experience that I wouldn't trade for anything else. And so I think the growing was necessary. I think that a lot of times when we go through refinement periods, it definitely is something that we don't necessarily want to go through. So it's kind of like someone going through a surgery and then you having to get physical therapy to make sure that the surgery itself is a successful surgery, because there's work to do on the other side. And so if you're not careful with that, with yourself, with your spiritual well-being, your emotional well-being, your physical health, your mental health, all of those aspects of who you are, it can be easy for you to waste away and deteriorate. So you don't want to do that. So when you think about these things as you go through the rest of your day. But like I said, I just wanted to hop on here really quick. I'm getting ready for a dinner with my husband. It is my 40th, so I'm super excited. But I also wanted to take the time to reflect on the many platforms and different avenues that our Heavenly Father has given me. And so I'm grateful for each of you that come. I'm grateful for each of you that have taken the time to even comment, just whether it be negative or positive, because all of it is a building ground. All of it is something. I am well. How are you? And so I ended up, like I said, I just wanted to come on here and just say thank you guys. Thank you guys. I look forward to a lot of different things that we have coming up. I can't wait to share. I am well. I'm well. Where am I from? Where do you think? Let me see. Where do you think? Okay, Emma, I need for you to get off, sweetie, because you should not be telling random strangers that where you live. So I want you to get off. Okay, fix that. But I'm a Southerner, if you can't tell. Yes, I'm a country girl. But at the same time, I've resided in this city for quite some time. I raised my children there, and it is where I am most confident. So outer skirts, but still close enough to the city where I can hop in and out if I want to. But I love to grow things. I love plants. If you can't see, I love orchids. Those are my babies. I have them. This is my orchid station off of my kitchen. But yeah, I just really like to feed into people and share my experiences, though, guys. honestly. And that is why I just feel like I'm really gifted, and I've been favored to receive numerous platforms where I get to do that. You know, prior to me housing my own brands, a part of what led to that was the fact that my background was in psychology and the mental health component, and seeing so many different needs and wanting to do it all. But I do have to find balance, because I am given, you know, the beautiful benefits of being a wife and being a mother, but I have to prioritize those things. It's not something that I should ever put on a back burner, because that's not what it was given to me for. It was given to me to steward well over, to pour into, and for it to pour into me too. And so I have to embrace those things and all the different seasons that come along with that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're gorgeous too. And so, but yeah, you have to pour into, you know, your family and appreciate that which you've been given. So taking the time to love on my kids, love on my husband, but at the same time still be able to have the ability to use my spiritual gifts and maintain. You are more than welcome, love. And so make sure you guys are doing that. Pour into yourselves, set healthy boundaries, eat healthy. I learned in my 30s, guys, that I love some healthy food. Like, is anybody else like that? Like, it took you, if you're in your 30s or whatever and you're getting ready to exit, I learned like so many different foods. My palate's really changed after each kid, but more so I think in my 30s, because now I just like healthy stuff. I used to love, like, I love healthy stuff. It's like I just cannot turn it off. Like, I don't crave sweets anymore. I crave like salads. It's weird. Pico de gallo, that's one of my favorites. Avocado toast, I really love that. Yeah, I don't have to really have meat. I'm not big on meat anyway. I used to like seafood really a lot, but we went from pescatarian to now I'm just like, they do chicken and seafood, but at the same time, it's pretty much healthy. But, you know, it'll grow. It'll grow. But at the same time, I'm learning that. I learned that in my 30s, and I'm embracing it. I'm embracing that my body knows that it needs healthy things. I'm learning to take better care of myself. I'm not a large lady, but at the same time, I could have been one of those cases where everything looks perfect, but then something be wrong on the inside, and I wouldn't ever want that for myself. So I try to encourage others, even if you're smaller stature, make sure that you're doing things that are making you active. You're being mobile. Take care of your skin. Take care of your hair. Take care of your nails. Make time for you. Love on yourself, because you can't expect for others to love you if you're not loving on yourself. And so make sure that you just embrace these things, guys, because I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I have made it into year 40, and I get to share these experiences with you guys, because, you know, this is a platform that I was given, and it is so amazing to see it grow and to bloom. And so all of the seeds that I'm planting are now being sown and harvested at different rates, but at the same time, I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for the planting. I'm first and foremost grateful for the spiritual ability to be able to plant. And then I'm grateful for the seeds. Then I'm grateful for the soil. I'm grateful for the blooms and the blossoms, all of that. And then the harvest, of course. I'm grateful for it all, but without all of the pieces being put together, you don't have a harvest. And so that's the part where I want to remind you guys, make sure that you're not downplaying the actual planting and sowing season, because if you do, then you miss the whole process. And it's so many lessons to be learned in every aspect of growing, sowing, harvesting, making sure you're learning things, making sure you're educating yourself, making sure your wisdom is there, your understanding, your knowledge, all of these different aspects of the whole journey. And so I just, like I said, guys, wanted to hop on here. I do have to run, but I do plan on coming back on, and just to kind of give you a sneak peek of what's to be expected in the month of August, because I will be celebrating my continuation of life. Thank you so much. The rest of this week. So I'll probably pop on maybe once or twice. How are you? I'll probably pop on once or twice, and then we will actually start to dissect marriage and approaching that. What it looks like to prepare yourself for marriage. Some of the things that I actually experienced, because I got married when I was 22. And so it's a lot of different things that I am excited to share with you guys, to share some of the actual workshops and things that are going to be coming up. And so, like I said, we're growing This is not something new to me. This platform may be fairly new to me, but at the same time, I've been doing this stuff for over 20 years. I am a mother of four. I've been married and with my husband for over 20 years. And it is, a continuing cycle. And even just news with that, I'm excited to share certain things that we're getting ready to do. Hi, I think this is Chris. How are you? And so, but yeah, so we will be jumping off in August, and we will be doing workshops concerning marriage preparation for being in a marriage, what questions you may have, things that you may overlook that after being with someone for 20 years. I'm definitely sharing and dropping some knowledge. And then just the different challenges and transitions as it goes through the different seasons of life as an individual, but also as a spouse, because a lot of times we forget that, how are you? Sometimes we forget that we actually continue to grow even when we get married. We continue to grow even when we're with someone, and then you have children, then you change careers or you stop working, whatever the case may be. Someone maybe get ill, someone could lose a loved one, all of those different phases and what it looks like within your marriage. So to prepare yourself to kind of just gauge this question and where you go from these places, because a lot of people struggle with these different aspects because these are topics that are not talked about. It's not something that's discussed. And so in our live segment for Let's Talk About It, that is what the subject matter will be for all of August. So anytime you see me go live, more than likely it is going to be surrounding that subject matter. And so, hi, I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. And so, yeah, so that will actually be a part of what we are doing in the month of August. My intentions, because many are the plans of man, but it is our Father in heavens whose plans are, he establishes those plans. So that is my intention, but I pray that it comes to fruition. That is something that I've been sowing for a while. He's had me working on it. So I'm excited to finally announce it and finally kickstart that. We are slowly approaching 500 subscribers. So when more people are on and in tune, and I feel like he's, giving me the green light to do other things, and I will lead to that. But in the meantime, if you guys actually have questions, I'm always open to answer those questions. Just drop me some stuff in a comment on whatever video you watch regarding whatever subject matter. And then you also can feel free to utilize the link in my bio to reach out to me just with questions or prayer requests. I'm always open to praying for you guys as well, or to give you whatever sound wisdom and advice I have that I in turn can share with you. And so, guys, like I said, I got to get ready because my husband has booked our dinner for tonight, and it is like 2 hours away, but it's my honey bump. He planned everything, so I am grateful, more than grateful for that. And so, guys, root for yourselves, set those healthy boundaries, make sure you're taking care of yourself, love yourself, go and try those things that you want to try. Don't ever just disregard something because you feel like it's just, it doesn't make sense, it's not time, or that's just kind of far-fetched. No, go and explore, go and venture. You don't have to stop just because you're a certain age. You can revisit dreams, guys. That's what a dream is. A dream is meant for you to just kind of experience it, explore it. And as always, you guys, pray for everything that you do. And I pray for you guys too before you get here. I pray nothing but the best of all things heavenly in every area of your life, and that you receive an influx of impact in your life as far as your wisdom, your understanding, your knowledge, everything that you're working on, and that it be favorably, abundantly gifted from our Heavenly Father. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys allowing me to hop on here and just thank you guys for watching and subscribing. I'm super excited, like I said, for the month of August and any of our Let's Talk About It segments. So find me here. It's usually between the hours of 8:30 and 9:30 when we start, and then we'll wrap depending on how many questions, how many people we should have show up, things like that. Hi, guys. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. Thank you so much for all of the kind comments. And so, yeah, so if you guys, I'll post this video so that way you can kind of go back for those of you that are coming on. But the month of August will be reflecting subject matter such as preparation for marriage, what you can expect in a marriage, rearing children, things like that, parenting, all of that good stuff, finances. We just talked about some stuff regarding home ownership. So those were really, really, they were really heavy, but they were juicy. So please go back and watch those live segments if you haven't had a chance. And the thing I like about the live segments are the videos. You can kind of fast forward through those. So please take the time. take the time, because we had a lot of people asking a lot of different great questions as it relates to finances, home ownership, warranties, what insurance covers, all of these different things. So please take the time. That is why I'm here. That is why our Heavenly Father gave us this platform, for me to be able to give you guys this wisdom. It's no need for me to sit on it. It's free knowledge. You guys should have it. I don't have a problem sharing it, because I don't need to sit on it. I'm not going to be disobedient with what he's giving me. So I love you guys. I will see you guys when I come back on next time. All right, guys? So thank you guys again. I love you big. And until next time, go be great. Take care, guys.